Let's talk about what laptop is the best option for you, and I'm going to help you to search for one. In today's video, I'm going to explain you step by step how to buy it and what type of person you must be to buy specific parts for your laptop. Hi, hello, this is Future Milan, and I just wanted to say that this is a full guide of 30 minutes. I'm going to be making a 10-minute video out of this to keep it very short, but I wanted to be there for you. When you're buying things, it's all new and it's all scary. I just wanted to be there for you in 30 minutes and you can calmly search for yourself. I gave some advice and there's going to be a 10-minute release of this kind of video, but with better steps. Thank you and enjoy the video. And what I mean by parts is there are parts in a laptop that are going to decide how you're going to use it. You can't just buy a cheap laptop and expect to game expensive on it. Let's get started. Of course, there are many more options than this, but I just want to explain it in the most simple way. We have the person that wants to search for the most low budget PC, doesn't want to pay 200 to 300 euros or dollars, and is very, taking account in his own budgeting. I understand that, but the problem is that mostly these people are going to make the biggest mistakes. So if you want to buy a laptop under 300 euros or dollars, please watch this video, you're probably going to need it. What I recommend for you guys is that you choose for best price. I know that a laptop can be expensive, around $600 to $700, but it is needed. And I'm going to explain to you why that is and how much long-term difference there is between choosing, let's say $300 low budget PC and a $600 to $700 best price PC. Of course, we can also talk about the best overall, but they're not going to choose these two options. Best overall, what I recommend for a laptop is probably around $1,200. And this is the double of best price, I understand. But best price means that it's going to be fitting to you and it's going to last for long term. Let me explain to you when you are a heavy user or the minimum user. So here we have some heavy tasks. For example, gaming. Pretty much in general, you're going to need a great graphics card in your laptop and they can be quite expensive. That means you're already around the range to $500 to $600 just because of gaming, only that. Video editing, you're probably going to need a lot of memory. When you run multiple programs in the background, it's going to use your memory to have that in the background to run it. And the minimum requirement for this should be 16 gigabytes. Just like gaming, of course, you can go way beyond this, but it's really what I recommend. Photoshop design. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna need it. You're probably going to be editing those 4K high resolutions, thumbnails, graphics design, whatever. It's the same as art designers, illustrators, whatever you want to call them. They're going to require a reasonably beefy computer to make those great graphics. I know what you guys saying, but hey, it's a still image. This means that it doesn't use as much GPU. Trust me, if you zoom into a 4 or 8K Illustrator image or vector, you're eventually going to be using a lot of GPU to make all of those calculations. This is why you need one. Game development. Of course you're going to need one. You're creating a game. You need to test this game. It's definitely not optimized. Unity developers, Unreal Engine developers, and of course Godot, whatever you use. Please get a good PC or laptop in this tutorial. I'm going to be making a video about the best tips I can give you how to buy a great PC. Of course, I do want to explain to you how to get PC parts and all, but that's of course more for the expert users. Please subscribe down below and comment down below if I should do PC parts or pre-built PCs. Of course, these two tutorials are going to be about what's in your local area. I live in Holland and I don't really have access to USA stores. So I'm really sorry about that. We do have a Best Buy here and Amazon. It's a little bit different, but let's keep going. So you're probably a heavy task user if you use these programs or you do these tasks. Let's go to the next one. No heavy tasks, probably 8 to 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's going to be enough for you. You always want to get more, but you're probably in the low budget area. Here, you could probably be spending around $300 to $400 and you should be fine. You're probably using your Office apps, your Word, your PowerPoint, your Excel. You're just typing to everyone, probably watching some videos on YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Hulu. Oh yeah, I'm too much. Okay. But we also got messaging apps. It's just text to text. It isn't needed to get a great graphics card. Here we also have Minecraft and Roblox. I mean, come on. If you play these games, get a, I don't know, PC, you know. Minecraft can use more memory, by the way. You probably want to get above 8 gigabytes. I do really recommend it if you want to play mod packs, if you want to get on a beefy server with a lot of resource packs and all those things, you want to get at least 16 gigabytes. But for Roblox and Minecraft, regularly, it's not going to be that beefy. You don't really need a gaming laptop. Programming and web design, I do recommend it. I mean, you're probably just using web development, but I was, yeah, it really just depends, you know. It depends on what you're designing, but you don't really need a heavy, beefy computer for this. If you're just programming in simple language, your computer doesn't need to do many calculations. For example, debug them. Depends on how demanding that is. Some programs, some apps can be very heavy because they use a lot of animations and all. I would say maybe the McDonald's app is pretty beefy. If you start it up on your own phone, it's pretty beefy. They have like games and all in it. You're probably going to need a little bit more of a beefy laptop. So here, do you use heavy tasks? Yes or no? You do? Then probably you want to be in this range. If you just message everyone, everything is in chat, you just don't want to spend too much of your money, you could probably be sitting around the $300 range. For now, I'm going to show you how to get the best buck for your laptop. This is going to be different for everyone, but for me, I'm going to start at Google. The first thing you search is probably like best tech online, probably tech shop in my area. You probably want to be typing your own area itself. For example, best online tech shop in the Netherlands. That is for me. Here you go. In 2023, the top 5 online stores in the Dutch electronics market are Coolblue.com, Apple.com, MediaMarkt.nl, Amazon.nl, and Bol.com. This is probably where I have to be searching. Let's say you're in the US, for example. In the USA, you have all these stores. I would say Best Buy is pretty good. Amazon's pretty good. Yeah, Micro Center is not really. Walmart, you can buy your own things there physically, and I'm pretty sure it's also online. But I'm not going to be talking about the USA right now, but just search your location right here. Mine is, of course, the Netherlands. So here we have all the big stores, the best ones. Let's say we want to try Coolblue.nl. .nl means NL for Netherlands. Means if I search here, you have a Dutch prompt, it's a Dutch website. So let me click on it. And then I see many prompts, for example, cookies, accept them. Here above, I can search. Let me change the language. Here you go, search for, and here I can easily be searching for my new laptop. First thing I want to do is, of course, visit categories. Don't just search on the website, try to find categories. They're going to really help you by finding the specific laptop you're going to need. So here, I'm just going to click on computers and tablet. Here we have the option laptops, but I want a Windows laptop. If you choose a MacBook, just get the latest one. I mean, I'm not going to give you advice about one. I'm sorry. Today is all about Windows laptops. Probably the biggest market. Let's click on Windows laptops. Right here, we have highlighted Windows laptops and there are deals. Don't get distracted by these deals. A lot of times they're probably not even worth it. Your filters are your best friend. So I'm going to be scrolling down here and then you have many things. For example, they already have recommendations. Laptops for school, laptops for photo editing, video editing, and gaming. You can see that below me right now. And if you're there already, you can click on the subscribe button. But here you have a lot of recommendations for the website. You also have screen size, and that also depends on how expensive it's going to be. If you want a bigger screen, it's going to be more expensive, just to keep it simple. There are many things here, but I really want to be filtering the best laptops. So what I want to do is click here on Start the Product Filter. It's below me right now. And you can probably be finding a filter on your website right now. And there you should be able to see something like this. But of course, this website's asking me what I want. I'm going to give you advice on what you need. So I don't know yet. I'm just going to click on that, close this window. It's very annoying. On the left, you have all the categories, the laptops. There you go. This is the screen size. This is the recommended use. I'm not going to click on that. This is the brand. I'm just telling you, brand doesn't really matter in terms of specs. It does matter in terms of quality of your laptop. So what I'm talking about is, for example, Acer loves to use plastic and HP also. But HP is easier to open. Lenovo can be very creative with their ID pad. For example, you have a button in the middle. There are many brands. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. But you can expect that the best specifications is going to one you're going to need. Like I said, you're probably not going to be a low budget user. If you are, click here on 8 gigabytes, probably going to be fine. Just like the website is saying, you probably want to go for 16 gigabytes. But here you can find your cheapest options. Here above me, you can see sort by, and here of relevancy. We want to click here on price, low and high. If you do this, you're going to get the cheapest laptop for exactly what you select for. Means it's going to be the best price. The cheapest one you can find here is 419 euros. And this is probably going to be the cheapest one. I know I said you can probably get them around 300 to 400 euros. Yeah, but it's probably about $400, euros, whatever you want to call it. And this is because laptops are getting more expensive. But I really recommend to you low budget users, do get at least 8 to 16 gigabytes of RAM in your system. You're going to need this. A lot of applications are using more and more over time. Okay, I'm just going to click here on 16 gigabytes to get you the best priced laptop. So the first thing we need to do is to select the size of screen. This can be very difficult. Most laptops, I'm just going to say it right now, is 14 to 15 inches wide. And this is of course diagonal. This means that this screen right here is about, what is it? Not even 5 inches. If I open it, it's about 7 inches. Just imagine twice this size is 14. I have a 14-inch laptop. This means that I have more bang for the buck, you know? The screen is maybe smaller, but I have more graphics power. You can turn on another monitor and anything like that and to budget size on that. You could be clicking on it. I'm not going to choose inches for now, just because it really depends on what you need. It's going to be a lot more expensive if you click on 17 inches. These are the big laptops, the ones your grandparents are using. They need to read what's there. And they're already 600 euros for the low budget one. So I'm just gonna click here. I mean, the 16 gigabyte one. Doesn't matter. You need 16 gigabytes these days. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select above 16 gigabytes. Here you go. I'm gonna select them all. Why are you doing this? 128 gigabytes, you don't need this. Trust me, if you click on low to high prices in sorting filter, you get the best one for the buck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose a storage capacity. You need SSD. Remember this, hard drives are the old way of living, you know, it doesn't really work anymore. A lot of games you need an SSD. And you can find an SSD by, for example, selecting a laptop like this. This is a random HP laptop. I can already see it above here. I think it's below me. I'm pretty sure it's below me, but you see SSD after 512 GB. GB stands for gigabytes. This is how much storage you have. I recommend above 500 because you're probably going to need more than this. But 500 is really your bare minimum. If you scroll down, you should be able to find product information. Otherwise, search for specifications. There you go. You should be able to find a lot of information. The only thing you need to be looking at is you scroll down after you find storage and what is the storage type. Okay, yeah, thank you. I already know that. Storage type. It is an SSD. Great job. You're already at a great margin. you need an SSD these days. So now I'm just gonna go back and I want the best for the buck. That means I want to get the nice storage. One thing, when this version doesn't really matter, you just want to choose none of them. You really want to be focusing now on your own video card and your processor. These are the main demanders of what the price is going to be. So here we have processors. I'm just going to click on it. It's going to open and it gives us many things. Very complicated. But the only thing you have to know is that AMD Ryzen and that Intel Core, or it says I, is the best ones you need to choose for. So here we have AMD Ryzen 5, that's fine. AMD Ryzen 7, that's also good. i5 and an i7. Here we have AMD Ryzen 9, Intel Core 5. You probably don't want to be selecting this one. Let me have a look. i9, this is the one we want to select. There should also be, I'm pretty sure, an i3. It doesn't want to select them. Doesn't matter, you also have i3. Also good if they are new. So how to see if a processor is new? We are still at the low to high sorting filter. And let's click here on this Asus VivoBook. So if I scroll down right here, you should be able to find some pros and cons. Maybe, I don't know how your website looks like, but you should be able to get specifications. Here, you just have to scroll down until you see processor. Processor, you see this. This is just the name, and Ryzen 5 is the same as i5. It's just a different brand and works a little bit different, but it is the same. Here, I can see, and I think it is... Here you got more about the processor. And here I can find out that it's a Ryzen 5 and it's the 7000U. U stands for Ultra and it means it's a lot better. 7000 is one of the latest versions. If you have 2000, it's a little bit older. 3000, was it? Let me think. Now 5000 is also a good one. If it is in that margin, you should be fine with the AMD Ryzens. With the Intel, so I'm just going to select Intel right here. There you go, the same steps. Go to specifications, scroll down to see a processor and have some more details on it. Here we have a 1335. But make sure you see which generation it is. This is the 13th gen. This means this is one of the newest. That's great. You want to get this one because one of the newest is one of the best ones for the buck. Because the old ones, for example, if it would say a 5th gen or something, it's way older. It's like 2015, 2016. That's like 8 years ago. Time flies. Don't get these ones. They're very bad. I recommend for most people to get an i5 or Ryzen 5 to keep it stable. If you want to go best overall, just get a Ryzen 9 or an i9. i3s or Ryzen 3s are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. You can also select them right here. And yeah, they're just not that strong usually. I'm just saying, if you're not a heavy user, you can get an i3 or Ryzen 3 and budget size on that. That's completely fine. Do know you probably can't really game on those things. Maybe only Minecraft, Roblox. But that's just because, of course, cores is how many processes can be prioritized. I mean, the Ryzen, what a CPU does is it calculates everything. That's not really graphical. It's just, for example, when you're loading a page, it just has to render everything. So you can, yeah, just have to calculate everything. Where is this? Where is that? A GPU, what it does is shows you graphical interfaces. This is pretty much everything you're seeing. But normally these days, CPUs have GPUs inside them. That's very good. But yeah, we have chosen the processors. I've explained about that one. Let's go to video cards. Here we have many video cards. There are many right now. What I recommend you get is above 30. So here we got NVIDIA. I really recommend you get NVIDIA. I love it. All the software they have is amazing. So let's click here on this one, this one, this one, this one. They are NVIDIA GeForce RTXs. This means it has ray tracing. And if you click on these below here, except the 2050, you don't want to get a 2000 because they're already older. I think next year or 2 years from now, you're going to get 5000. So it's going to be a lot older. I really recommend you get these. Don't get old hardware. You want to get the newest one for the best buck. So here I've selected many. I know what you guys are saying in the comments. 3050 is very bad. I know, but compared to the 2050, it's better. But it isn't really better than the latest of 20 series. But that doesn't really matter. Let's go above here and you find the best one for the buck. Like I said, these are probably gaming laptops. You're going to be getting these because video editing and all are going to need graphical power. But I do recommend, if you want to get it right, like this is the best for the buck pretty much. You got a Ryzen 5, you got 16 gigabytes of RAM, it's a 15.6 inches, which is very nice. It's a pretty reasonably nice screen. It isn't too big, fits in your bag. It's 144 Hz. It's just about 650 bucks. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It is limited by the 512 gigabyte SSD. I'm telling you, games these days are about 100 gigabytes per piece. I'm talking about GTA, I'm talking about Red Dead Redemption, I'm talking about, I think Fortnite is also around 100 gigabytes already, right? PUBG, whatever, all the famous games. Minecraft is only, I think, 20 gigabytes and Roblox is only 10 or something. I'm just saying, I don't know precisely, but that means that you have to calculate that off how many games you want to install. I do recommend that go back, get a bigger SSD. So here we're just going to select, we're just going to select a bigger SSD. So how you do this is go to storage, here you go, total storage capacity, and go to 1000 and more than 1000. You want to get this because you make sure that you can always get the best choice. What is happening to this website? Control Shift R refreshes website and removes all this annoying crap. So get it out my face right now, please. Okay, let's go. And let's go select 1000 and then more than 1000 and then go back to the best price. Here we have $1,000 just because it's a stronger processor and it is better storage. But this is of course already the range of people that are going to be high-end users. So what I would recommend you do is you're probably going to be spending around $1,000. Make sure you get the right equipment. Remove i5, remove Ryzen 5, just get the 9, 7 and i9. These are the best ones, I'm telling you. And if I scroll down right here, you should also be able to find the video cards. Let's select those. Deselect the 3050, deselect the 4050. Let me have a look. The 3050 Ti, you don't need this one. Let's deselect it. You just want to get the 60, 70, 80 and 90. I know they're way more expensive, but they're way better in long-term capacity. So let's click on these and just have the best ones selected. These are going to be better for long-term. Here you go. $1,000, it didn't really change too much. And you have the best for the buck. Let's have a look. This one, it's the same inches as the other one, but it's an i7 processor. What I do recommend you do is get an i processor. This is Intel. They are way more stable in long term, especially in a laptop. And I really recommend you do it, even you need to pay $100 more. If you look here at specifications, we go scrolling down. You should be able to find the processor itself and how many cores it has. It has a Deca core. This is 10 cores. Normally your computers have around 6, 8. Above that is just high-end users. For now then, I think in the future it's going to change. But for the rest, if I go back here, we also have the Ryzen alternative. It's of course the Acer, it's not an MSI, so it's not directly the same, but we are looking at specifications, not at brand names. Brand names are not the way to go. Here we have the MSI Borg, Cyborg and Acer Nitro. Let's have a look at the specifications here. So if I scroll down right here, we have an octa core and then 3.2 gigahertz. And that's of course per core means 8 times that. And then of course, if you can turbo it or not, you never want to do that. It's a laptop, don't OC or overclock your systems. It's very bad. Your computer, your laptop doesn't cool enough for that. Here we have the i7, which is 10 times 4.9, which is very interesting. That means that this i7, with 10 cores is way better than the Ryzen 7. It's just $100 more. And it's way better. Like, what's the storage? There you go, 1024. That's pretty much 1000, just round it up. Numbers are weird with computers, don't complain about them. But here you got the best price, probably the best one you can buy for the buck. $1,099. I know I said it could be around $1,200, but for here it's pretty good. Let's have a look which graphics card in is here, because that's also very important. We got 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's the minimum you need. You probably need more. We got a 4060. I'm giving an applause. It's exactly what's in my system. I have an i7 and a 3060. I also have 10 cores, I'm pretty sure. This is pretty much my laptop. I'm pretty sure this is my laptop, just a newer generation. But here you go. The best for the price. This is probably the one I have, or something like that. 144 Hz, 15.6 inches screen. It's 1080p. That's fine. You need that. Above that, it's going to need more performance. And on laptops, we all know they are limited in speed. I really recommend you do get a PC, because in overall a PC is way better. Just because you can cool it more, and with prices it can really vary and sometimes be even cheaper than a laptop. The only perk about a gaming laptop is really just that it's portable. But hey, we also got phones. You can use CapCut here and video edit on it, you know? And you don't really need a laptop for that. You can use alternatives. You can connect this to a different screen or anything like that. Just buy a PC is what I recommend. But if you need it for school or anything, I thank you so much for watching. And I hope you learned something. Please subscribe. I mean, here, I'm just looking at my screen. Right down below, because I will be making more videos like this. I know it's 30 minutes, but I wanted to give the best advice I could give. It's what we do here. And if you really enjoyed that, make sure you like the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. If there are better options, let me know. I tried to make an overall video. It's not easy, but yeah, this is best in Netherlands. And in USA, it's probably Best Buy, probably Amazon. You also got Walmart, you know, all those big company stores. They have a lot of deals, so make use of them. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.